Welcome to We Learn. This is session number 5 of C-Sharp. In this, we are covering following topics: polymorphism, overriding the methods by using virtual and override keyword, new keyword, boxing and unboxing. First is polymorphism. Polymorphism is a Greek word that means many-shaped and it has two distinct aspects. Polymorphism आपका एक Greek word है जिसका मतलब होता है many shaped or we can say many forms. In this, one function can be performed in different forms as well as with same name. Two distinct aspects related to polymorphism are: first one is at runtime objects of a derived class may be treated as objects of a base class in place, such as method parameters, collections and arrays. When this occurs, the object's declared type is no longer identical to its runtime type. Base classes may define and implement virtual methods and derived classes can override them, which means they provide their own definition and implementation. Polymorphism implement करने के हमारे पास दो ways हैं: function overloading and virtual और override keyword. फंक्शन ओवरलोडिंग से हम पॉलीमॉर्फिज्म परफॉर्म करते हैं तो हमारी कंपाइल टाइम पॉलीमॉर्फिज्म होती है एंड when I am using virtual and override, then I am performing a runtime polymorphism concept. At runtime, when client code calls the method, the CLR, that is common language runtime, look up the runtime type of the object and invokes that override of the virtual method. In our source code, we can call a method on a base class and cause the derived classes version of the method to be executed. पॉलीमॉर्फिज्म में बेस क्लास और डिराइव्ड क्लास में सेम फंक्शन की डेफिनेशन प्रोवाइड हम कर सकते हैं, बट बेस क्लास पे हम वर्चुअल कीवर्ड यूज़ करेंगे एंड इन डिराइव्ड क्लास वी राइट ओवरराइड कीवर्ड. Now, how to use virtual keywords? Virtual keyword is used to modify a method, property, indexer or event declaration, and also it allows it to be overridden in a derived class. For example, public is your specifier, virtual keyword, double is your return type, area is your function name. In this, return x into y. ये आपका फंक्शन बेस क्लास में है. वर्चुअल कीवर्ड से ये पता चलता है कि हम डिराइव्ड क्लास में इस फंक्शन को ओवरराइड करने वाले हैं. व्हेन अ वर्चुअल मेथड इज इन्वोक्ड, द रन टाइम टाइप ऑफ द ऑब्जेक्ट इज चेक्ड फॉर एन ओवरराइडिंग मेंबर. The overriding member in the most derived class is called, and which might be the original member also. Next is override keyword. The override modifier is required to extend or modify the abstract or virtual implementation of an inherited method, property, indexer or event. An override method provides a new implementation of a member that is inherited from a base class. Base class के अंदर जो हमने method डिफाइन किया था, हम उसको एक नई डेफिनेशन या नई इम्प्लीमेंटेशन प्रोवाइड करते हैं बाय यूजिंग द ओवरराइड मेथड इन द डिराइव्ड क्लास. द मेथड दैट इज ओवररिडन बाय अ ओवरराइड डिक्लेरेशन इज कॉल्ड एज द ओवररिडन बेस मेथड. द ओवररिडन बेस मेथड मस्ट हैव द सेम सिग्नेचर एज द ओवरराइड मेथड. नाउ वील परफॉर्म द प्रैक्टिकल फॉर द सेम. फॉर दिस, go to file, new, project, select console application, click OK. Firstly, we perform function overloading. In this, I am taking two functions in the class named CM. Create class CM, and this class first create or declare a function of max of integer type, and the parameters are 2. Both of them are of integer type, n1 and n2. To find maximum among them, I'll use if statement. If n1 is greater than n2, return n1. Else, return n2. this completes the function definition. Declare another function with same name max but a different return type. Return type this time I am using is float, and the parameters are two. Both of them are of float type. The functioning is same as my task is to find maximum among two numbers. Close the definition, and in main class, that is program, in main function declare a object of CM class and call both the functions. Console dot write line c dot max, firstly for integer type 5 and 3, and secondly for float type. Console dot write line c dot max, this time I am passing float variables or values 5.3f and 3.2f. F signifies that the values are of float type. Then write console dot read. Save the same and execute. Run it. You can see the output. First one is for integer and second one for float sum or maximum. Among 5 and 3, 5 is maximum, and among 3.4 and 5.8, your 5 is maximum. Now the example for virtual and override keywords. For using the virtual and override keyword, we need two classes. First one is A. In this I am creating a virtual function named F. Virtual void F. And in F I am writing a message console dot write line. The message is base. Close the function and the class. Declare another class whose name is C, and by using override keyword give another definition to function F. Public override void F. Messages console dot write line message override. Use terminator. Close the function as well as the class. declare another class, and in this define a function whose name is call. Pass the object of class A1, and this in function call the function f using the object of class A, that is your base class. Now in your program class, where we have the main function, create the object of class I, and for C class also C1. Call the function call of class I, and this time pass object C1, which is the object of derived class. Then console dot read line, execute, C class is your derived class whose base class is A. Overriding the function, the message and the object here is A1. The output is override. This means the override function override the base class function f. Next is your this keyword. This keyword is a predefined variable available in a non-static function members and used to access data and the function members. The practical part of this is now we will use this keyword in our program. For using this keyword, I am making another project and create a class named P, and in P class declare a variable whose type is string. Make a constructor and write this dot n equals to equals to, give the value to n variable, I am giving p, and the next time I am writing just n and pass the value s. Now printing both the values, console dot write line, firstly this dot n, and then console dot write line n. Close the constructor as well as class. In main class, that is your program, and in main function create the object of class P. I am creating P1 and write console dot read. Save your program and execute the same. You can see both time the value is s. Because this n and n is similar. This is the use of this keyword. Now new keyword. The new operator is used to create objects and invoke constructor. For example, I am creating a class, my class is my object, class 1 is your class, and here I am using the new keyword. जैसे हम न्यू कीवर्ड यूज़ करते हैं ऑटोमेटिकली हमारा कंस्ट्रक्टर कॉल होता है, क्योंकि इस टाइम पे आप ऑब्जेक्ट क्रिएट कर रहे हैं क्लास 1 का, तो जो क्लास 1 में कंस्ट्रक्टर होगा वो ऑटोमेटिकली कॉल हो जाएगा जब भी हम ये न्यू कीवर्ड यूज़ करते हैं. इट इज़ ऑल्सो यूज टू इन्वॉक द डिफ़ॉल्ट कंस्ट्रक्टर. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, int my int is equal to new int. This will call a default instructor where we giving value 0 and 0 to my initial variables. Next is boxing and unboxing. Boxing and unboxing enables value types to be treated as objects. First, boxing. Boxing a value type packages it inside an instance of the object reference type. This allows the value type to be stored on the garbage collected heap. On the other hand, unboxing extracts the value type from the object. Here is an example in which the integer variable I is boxed and assigned to an object O. Here you can see I is your integer type, but I am declaring a O whose type is object, and using by typecasting I am changing the I to my object type, which is boxing. On the other hand, when the object O can then be unboxed and assigned to an integer variable I also. Here O has a value 123, and using this integer I am converting its type from object to integer. This is called an unboxing, and this one is boxing. Do it yourself. First is explain this keyword. आपको this keyword को explain करना है with an example. Secondly, explain the use of virtual keyword. Virtual keyword जो polymorphism में functions को override करने के लिए use किया जाता था, आपको उस keyword का use कर बताना है firstly, and then give a small example where you use virtual keyword. Thank you. Happy learning. We learning.